Thank you very much for your invitation. It's a great pleasure and an honor to be here in representation of International Organization of Wine and Wine. Allow me to make a brief introduction of what the OIV is. As Mr. Pau Roca, General Director, said this morning, we are an intergovernmental organization with 47 member states, which represent 65% of world consumption, 84% of global wine production. For the OIV, climate change is a priority axis of work, and personally, it's a subject that interests me a lot because I did my PhD in economics in the subject with climate change, vitivinicultural sector. Since many years, I'm working in this passionate subject. In viticulture commissions, the OIV develops different works in relation to climate change. In this sense, we have a specific group of experts called Enviro, right? Sustainable Development and Climate Change. Among the actions carried out by the OIV Enviro group, we can evoke the OIV greenhouse, the first OIV greenhouse gases accounting protocol, collective expertise document about functional biodiversity in the vineyard. These two very different works or actions show the diversity of the strategic subjects studied at the OIV. It's important to say that actions about climate change are not resumed uniquely at viticulture commissions. The entire organizations have present specific actions to face climate change. We can evoke some actions as OIV General Principles Guide of Sustainable Vitiviniculture, guidelines for the sustainable use of water in viticulture, breeding new varieties facing to climate change, strategies for adaptations of the viticultural sector to climate change, all its resilience, rules about wine, desalcoholization, and acidifications. That show the diversity of subjects we study and we address at OIV. Regarding the theme Vineyard development, I would like to do a brief introduction how climate change affects grape growing, an introduction for the next two speakers, right? An introduction of possible actions in the vineyard. Concerning the last point of it, the climate change affects grape growing through mainly 2 points. Grapevine phenology, growing stage are expected to advance, yes. A shifting ripening period to warmer conditions will affect grape composition and aroma compounds. And a second impact, it's about soil water availability. Grapevines will be likely to grow under more water-stressed conditions. These two mainly impacts will be determinate the time scale of adaptation actions. Adaptation actions have to address potential impacts in short, medium, and long term. In this slide, I will like to show different actions of adaptations with a relationship between adaptation actions and change in climate conditions, and to show the three different groups of adaptation actions we could be carried out in the vineyard. In the first group, we can evoke canopy management, soil management, harvest management, and winemaking techniques. In the second group, medium term, we can evoke seed selection, planting systems, root stock varieties, pruning techniques. On the long term actions, we can evoke irrigations, grape-vine varieties. In the next three slides, I would like just to specify each of these actions. We have harvest managing. It's about practice allowed to manage the annual variability in grape compositions. Winemaking practice implement to process grape composition and produce quality wine. Canopy management to delay the development cycle of the grapevine within a season. Right? Soil management practices used to manage water supply, control vigor, and avoid soil erosion. Medium-term adaptation options. In the medium-term, adaptation to climate change lead by change in perennial practices. We have three mainly actions: clonal selections, choice of root stocks, and spatial variability. These three actions are powerful tools to control the impacts of climate change and the grape growing. And finally, long-term adaptation actions. We can evoke choice of grape variety and its ripening period can be adapted to climate conditions, right? With the purpose to avoid quality alterations, phenology should be delayed. Plant material is a major tool for this. And irrigation. Irrigation is most control over water management. Drip irrigation, it's more and more used in Vineyard in some countries. Allow me to finish with this sentence, with this message. Climate change is both. It's a three, but we don't forget it's an opportunity for the viticulture sector. Climate change is the opportunity to adapt and make things better to the sector, and most important for the good of future generations. It's a brief presentation. I leave the words for next speakers. Thank you very much again for invitations.